Economist Eddie Cross. Eddie, thanks very much for joining us. Sadly, every time I cross to you, something has happened or something is about to happen. And it's a bit of both now. So we've got a situation, people are on the streets, they're saying we don't want this fuel hike. We have the situation where the president announced this fuel hike yesterday, but looking to the future, immediate future, this may have severe consequences for the ordinary man.
I think they've pushed the people of Zimbabwe too far this time. I think they've created a situation now which is going to cause considerable problems for the government. Today, I understand 2 people were killed in Harare by live gunfire, by police or army. I hear that there were widespread rioting in other parts of the country, including Bulawayo, my hometown. And the city of Harare certainly has been completely closed down today. And I think this is something that's going to continue for the next few days.
So the authorities, one would have thought that August 1 was a lesson in terms of the whole world is watching and they're expecting different behavior. An inquiry was held to find out who was responsible. International investors are watching. It's not helpful, I guess, to have these protests and people being injured.
It's not only unhelpful, it's plain stupidity, because there's no doubt in my mind that this is completely avoidable. The fundamentals of the economy are not bad. We're nowhere near the situation in 2008. They have not released the results of the inquiry into the violence on August 1st. And, you know, he's going to Davos after Russia. What on earth he's going to tell Davos, we have absolutely no idea.
All right, let's talk about what's caused all of this now. We've seen this fuel hike go up, and you know some might say that the government was subsidizing the guys who were dealing in oil, and that this price is now coming to its normal levels.
Peter, it's more complicated than that, like all these situations.
Yeah.
What essentially they've been doing is that they've been taking foreign exchange from the major exporters at 1-to-1 against one note. And they've been allocating these funds, these subsidized funds, to importers of critical commodities like flour and wheat and soybeans and fuel. And they've been then releasing that product into the market at the subsidized level. But this latest price increase, we're now paying 44 Rand a litre.
Wow. Wow.
For fuel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whereas about a few days ago, we were paying much less. We were paying about 4 Rand a litre. Now we're paying 44 Rand a litre.
So
it's just ludicrous. It's crazy.
So,
and why they did this, and how they could have the temerity of leaving the country immediately after going to a place like Russia, I have simply no idea. We are completely at a loss to explain this.
So what do you think is behind this? We spoke to presidential candidate Nkosana Moyo earlier on, and he says that the government is desperate to raise money to pay itself. Is that the only motivation in your view? No,
that's not a motivation. We've been running a budget surplus for the last 5 months. That's not true. They've got money. They're actually raising enough money now to pay for themselves. I would not be surprised if we don't have a fairly significant budget surplus at the moment. So that's not the issue. The issue is fundamentally monetary policy. They're taking $3 billion a year from the exporters at 1-to-1.
Right.
And they're allocating to individuals. And those individuals are making millions, and it's corruption. In any other country of the world, these guys would go to jail for the rest of their lives. I cannot understand why Emerson Mnangagwa has not been able to get to grips with this. I cannot understand it, and neither can my colleagues.
My goodness. All right, so That was going to be one of my questions to you, actually, whether there's chicanery, corruption, subterfuge there, and I think you've answered that. So, what can, I mean, it seems as if the president is going to have to backtrack on this. Otherwise, this unrest will continue, but simply because people just can't afford this. Will he have to back down on this?
Look, they've shot 2 protesters in Harare today, maybe more. I heard the gunfire myself at midday, at the same place that the gunfire took place in August when the people went on the streets. He will have to come home. He must cancel the rest of his trip. There is no point in him going to Davos. He will be an embarrassment to Davos. He must come home and he must tackle these issues front on. And he must deal with the real issues.
All right. So one final question for you, Eddie. He's talking about reintroducing a new currency within the next 12 months. Is that a good or a bad move?
I think it's long overdue. I think these things should have been attended to almost immediately they came to power. They should have cleaned their act up. They should have dealt with the issue of corruption. They should have operated on the basis of no tolerance for corruption in any form. And they should have put the policy changes in that would make this country work properly. If they had done that, we'd be flying now.
All right, Eddie, we'll continue to monitor this situation, but thanks very much indeed for giving us your thoughts on this day. Many thanks to you.